Everybody, happy Saturday. First, a disclaimer of my video. In no way, shape, or form am I endorsed, sponsored, or ambassador by any of the products or the companies in which I speak about. I solely speak about them out of the goodness of my heart. I share them with you, my YouTube community, who I also consider my faraway friends. In no way am I affiliated with any content creator, vlogger, or blogger of any kind. Now check out the video. Have a great day, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Saturday. Went out this morning, did my little usual pretend Epcot walk because I had to do my VIP adult banking business crap, which none of us really want to discuss, but we do it anyway, right? That's the stuff that a Disney person doesn't tell you about. So anyway, on the way back for my little pretending I do an Epcot walk, because it's basically the same amount of a run anyway. I like to pretend I'm somewhere else, you know. On the way back, I stopped off at Michael's. I wanted to see if they have any more tumbler cup accessories, and Michael's seems to be having a little sale right now. They have boots, little the tumbler bottom boots, and they have accessories like straws and stuff. They were marked from $5.99 down to $2.99, and tumblers, which for like $19.99, some of them are marked down to $9.99. Then some of the tumblers are actually marked down to $7.99. So you have to look at specific colors, I noticed. But with the tumblers, I wanted to do a Figment color theme. So we will see. Whatever, that's in the near future. Right now, as I wanted to do, I have been so wanting to do this, is to get a proper displaying for my bell pin that I had won a few weeks ago from Pixie Dust and Peaches, as you know, through the wonderfulness of the company Pinnapalooza. So, hey guys. I wanted to properly display. I was thinking of so many things. Now, my mind, tends to wander. And it wanders so much that it kind of goes into outer space sometimes. So anyhow, I wanted to start maybe with a shadow box or maybe putting something on the wall. I wanted to maybe put her behind glass because I don't like anybody touching her. But then again, nobody comes into my home anyway because I don't like anybody in my house. Anyway, moving on from that. I was thinking shadow box, but then I says, okay, well now shadow box would be great behind glass, obviously, but she would have that 3D effect, and she is already a 3D pin effect anyway, but she's would be like a small pin. Maybe it would get lost in a shadow box, but then maybe I can add other things into the shadow box, like maybe a Beauty and the Beast, Funko Pop, and putting maybe the Beast on one side and Belle on the other, and having the shadow, and having the pin displayed in the middle of it. I was thinking of this whole vibe scene. Well, I kind of scrapped that because, first of all, I don't have Beauty and the Beast as far as Funko Pops. I never collected them, and I don't know why, because I was doing the couples theme there for a while. I just don't know why. So on the way home, I stopped off at Michael's. And I says, well, this may suffice. This may do. And amongst grabbing some of the tumbler accessories, which I did on sale, I saw this. This is nothing exciting. It's just a plain box crafting thing. But I had a little bit of potential for it, just to make things pretty, but at the same time easy. And getting my point across that the pin is beautiful and she should be in a little display, on her own. I have the choice of hanging this on the wall, which they give you the little thing here on the wall, the little clip, or you can hang it with this, maybe with a little hook. I was thinking maybe a command hook. But then I says, you know what? I don't want it plummeting to the floor, even though it's a very light piece. This piece right away at Michael's was 99 cents. So I says, okay, fine. Now, I'm going to change the color of this. Obviously, I am going to do a little bit of the brown. I purchased these watercolors a while back ago, the brown watercolor. And I also have here the black watercolor. These are from Dollar Tree. And a pack of these, the foam brushes. I love these things. These are so easy. I mean, you could wash them. You can wash the water-based colors off and reuse it again. I have been known to do that. But then they have them in such a pack of, let's say, like 10 at a time. I says, okay, I'll just scrap those and use another one. So they're very easy. So I wanted to put something in here because I wanted to have the pin supported, because the backings of the pin, as you know, it's such a gorgeous pin. I mean, she really needs to be on display. I really want to do something nice. It's not going to be like I wanted, but it's going to be something for her. You know, she deserves it. But I just love the 3D effect of when you look into the mirror and she sees her reflection in that mirror, and so does Chip, and so does Mrs. Potts. You'll see them inside. It's just a wonderful, this thing attracts me to this pin. It really does. It's such a gorgeous pin. So I dedicated, I want to do something nice. So I'm going to paint this. But before that, I also have a leftover poster board here. So I cut out a piece of the poster board to a square. It's not a perfect square, but with the paint involved, that I'm going to be painting the whole thing, you're not even going to see the problem of the square. But I managed to cut out as much as the square as possible. And I have here my little sanding device, also from Dollar Tree, that, you know, to smooth out the rough edges, I just, you know, just give it a light sanding around the edges, you know, just so that it just looks pretty good. And sure enough, it just fits in very nicely. And that's going to be good. And then Belle will be attached. I'm going to take off the back. I want to make sure that I have enough padding, because even though this is a little foam, you know, it's a little foam board, I want to make sure I have enough padding that she clips right into, because I'm going to take the backings off. Although maybe I shouldn't take the backings off. So as long as I can get that out, and maybe I would have enough to just take off this backing, which is going to come off, and just attach and stamp her into this backing. I want to make sure she doesn't fall off. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I am right now. So I'm doing that. I'm going to attach it. She's going to look good with the black background and the brownish blackish frame, which I do tend to mix these two colors. It kind of comes out okay. I think it's going to look nice. And then I would just like to display her amongst my tchotchkes there, put her on maybe a shelf, or just put her maybe a little higher up. I want to switch around a few things. I'm going to have to dust over there. God help me. I don't know. It's so nice to display some stuff until you have to do the work of dusting. And I am a person who, my husband and myself, we had 60 snow globes. Now, those things were a pain in the butt. I'm kind of glad. I'm sad that I got rid of them, but and in a way, I'm kind of glad that I did. So they went off to a snow globe heaven, so to speak. But anyhow, that's where I am right now. So I'm going to be clipping another little video now that I know how to edit a little bit on my videos. So I'm getting there, folks. I'm getting there. Nothing too fancy. I don't have any major camera equipment here. I don't use any photo editing software. I don't do any movie clips. I just use iMovie. And they've been very kind to, I'm learning the little ins and outs of just how to clip two little pieces of video together. And the last video, by the way, thanks so much to whoever was looking at it, whoever watched it. It was a 40-minute video. That happens to be my longest video, I believe, folks. And I clipped that in 2 parts. So that was pretty amazing. Anyhow, so this is where I am now. This whole project should probably not even take me like 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, maybe for the paint to dry. It is water-based paint. It does dry fast. And, you know, you guys will see the projects after I'm done. Okay? Love to all. Happy Saturday again. I will see you on the flip side. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Love to all. Have a great rest of the day. See you soon. Hey everybody. Okay, ready for the finished product. Here she is. I finished her. There are a few little flaws, but you know what? I'm looking to overlook it. I haven't done a crafting project in a long, long time, and I do not think that she came out so bad at all. This is the finished product. This is how she's going to look. I left her right here. She's a little loose, but that's okay. I left the backing on. Let me see if I can explain this. The backing that originally came with her, the cardboard backing. I left a piece of that on, and I left the backing nubs onto the little needles itself, the pins itself. I left that all together. What I thought of doing was to take some more of the caulking, you know, the caulking board, and I took a piece of this and I glue gunned, because I have my little glue gun out here. See my little glue guns out here? Hey, glue gun. I took my glue gun, which I haven't used either in a long time, and I glued 2 of these pieces together, stacked them on top of each other. And from the board in which she is still on, I glued these two pieces onto the back of that board because I really didn't want to touch the pin whatsoever. I wanted to keep that pin in pristine as much as possible condition because I wanted her to stand out from the back, but I didn't want to. See, poking her through the board itself wasn't going to work. She would have to be totally glued on, and I'm not doing that. So I just glued these two pieces onto the board that she originally came on. Trimmed that board now so you can't even see it. I just trimmed a small amount. And I glued the whole thing onto this background here. So she's still sticking out, as you could see. And I just think she looks stunning. The paint came out awesome. I love the rustic. I am into rustic looks. I like browns, blacks. And I mixed a little bit of the brown with the black. And I think it came out amazing, amazing, amazing. And instead of hanging her up or anything, which I could still do, but I don't want to do that because this is the only pin that I have that's going to be literally on display. So instead of doing all that, last week, I forgot that I purchased from Dollar Tree. You can use these for decorative plates. You know, some people have, my mother-in-law, for instance, has a lot of commemorative plates. And you could use these as to display the plate instead of hanging the plate up and everything else. So what I'm doing is I'm going to just place her in here. And I know she's not going to fall out or anything because she'll be on a slant. And everybody will be able to sit and look at her as far as me and my husband. Because like I said, I don't like anybody in my house. So that's really it. I think she came out stunning. I do. What do you guys think? Tell me, let me know in the comments. This is, like I said, I was doing crafting projects for years. I was into embossing and I was into all those things. I used to make my own Christmas cards and oh my goodness, gift wrap cards and everything, little gift cards. I used to do all that stuff, but I stopped over the years. So, and some of my equipment, I literally disposed of. It just happens, folks. It just happens. But I do have some of the stuff still here. So, but for this, I think this came out stunning. I think she's good. She will stay and she could be on display and I could look at her and I can admire her because she really deserves to be on display. All right, people, that's it for this. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will talk to you all soon. This was a fun project to do. I am glad that it's over in the way because I just was getting a little sad of her just being in the bag, and every so often I could just take her out and look at her. I just wanted to do something for her a little bit better. All right, people. Love to all. Talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.